Selam. Today I'm going to share with you another lead sheet that I created, and this one is more complicated than the other ones. So this one would be a really great next step if you've gone through the Wahegeo one that I made, the Mool Mantra one, and also the Guru Ramdas. Before we begin this video, please make sure to like the video, subscribe, and click on the little bell for notifications about future videos. So this is Aakhan, God and Me, from my album The Cosmic Gift. And what I've prepared here is 3 pages, all right? The first 2 pages are just the song, all right? So I have the first part of the song, the second part of the song. And there's only 4 chords, but the order does change, and therefore the transitions change. So, step 1, when you're looking at this lead sheet, you've bought it on my website, you start to look at it, you print it out, look at where the highlighted notes are and the numbers that are associated with them. So for example, on the top here, I have a B chord, and the B chord is 1, 3, and 5 fingering. Those are the 3 fingers I'm going to use to place on each of the 3 notes in the chord. And then the second chord is 1, 2, and 4. And that is to create the easiest transition between the chords. So don't worry about the transitions yet, that's next. Just figure out the fingering on each note. So go through each chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then on the second page, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you will be on your way to learning the song. Another thing I want to point out is that on the bottom, I have the coming up next chord. And so the coming up next chord is how I am showing you how to get from the last chord on the page back to the next chord, which is on a different page. So that way you know what the transition looks like, which brings us to step 2. Step 2 is to learn the transitions. So once you know where your fingers are placed and what the chords look like, then you're going to learn how to go from one chord to the next by moving your hand from the one chord to the next chord, first chord to the second chord, to the third chord, to the fourth chord, all right? So transitions are really important between chords. That is going to serve you really well to learning the song, to be able to gracefully transition between chords. The next step is to get the beat. So each chord is held for the same amount of time, and it's important to be able to count. You may want to download a metronome app on your phone to help you out. There's also physical metronomes that you can buy at any music store. Metronomes are really good because they keep you on a consistent beat, whereas when you count for yourself, it may waver in the beat. Even drummers tend to speed up and slow down when they're playing, which is something you probably wouldn't notice unless you were a musician, but it's really helpful to practice at least with a metronome. So Aakhan is in a 3-beat, and this is one of the other reasons why this is a little trickier than my other lead sheets, which are all in 4. So this is going to be in a 3, and the easiest way for me to count this is to count it in 6, which is a multiple of 3. So I count it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right? So it is a waltz feel. That's what we call a 3-4 or a 6-8 beat. Is it's counted in multiples of 3s, and it feels a little bit different than when it's counted in multiples of 4s. So after you get the beat, now it's time to chant along. So you have your little chord sheet. And by the way, I'm going at a much faster rate than you would go at if you're a beginner. You may want to do step 1 on the first day, and then maybe on the second day too, and step 2 on the second day, step 3 on the third day, step 4 on the fourth day. But take your time with all of it. Don't get frustrated with yourself. New skills take a little bit of time. All right. I'm going to do the God and me part to begin. That would be an easier place to start than the Aakhan, which has more words. God and me and God are one. 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 The third sheet is the same thing that I did in my Mool Mantra lead sheet. And because there are so many lyrics, so many words to the Aakhan, I wrote out the entire mantra, or Kori from Japji, and I put where each word was placed at the change of the chord. So on the first chord, that's when the Aakhan comes. The F sharp, Chupanajod. The A, Joranamangana. So that will be something that you'll want to look at before you do the singing along, is just to understand where each word falls in the sequence of the chords. All right, so I'm going to do the Aakhan part for you, just so that you understand where those words fall as well. Aakhan So that's the Aakhan lead sheet. I hope this is useful for you. Again, you can purchase it on my website, sirgunkaur.com/store, and click on the little chord sheets with the picture of the harmonium. And I wish you a beautiful, blessed day. Satnam.